Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I feel like my camera's struggling with all this white. Camera's like, what are you doing? What are you doing with all that white on today? What you trying to do to us? What are you trying to do today? Looks like AMD is making a move. Making a move for it. Making a move. Hold on, I'm getting ready to share with us what's going on. There we go. Where are you? Where's StreamYard? What'd I do with you? Can't share my screen if I don't have. Oh no, not that. Yeah. Here we go. Sharing my screen here. Allow. Well, good morning. Premarket call. Come on in. Come on in, as they say. Come on in. Come on in. Let me get YouTube up so that way I can see you all too. Says I'm live. I can see you all too. Here we go. Alrighty. So this morning the VIX is at $13.17. Yesterday we had some interesting movements from SPX. That SPX is just gonna do what it's gonna do, and that's what it's gonna do. Right? So this is what yesterday looked like on SPX. I gave us our red here at the beginning to show our first 15-minute candle. Well, let me go with the 15-minute candles because I wonder why that was so many candles, right? So this is the 15-minute chart from yesterday. Sorry, I'm moving things around like this so fast, but I'm trying to stretch it where people can see. Trying to get it where you can see, okay? This first, our red here was our 15-minute candle, right? So we had a little bit of a run outside of it. It dropped down here, a lot of selling pressure, but you see it closed way up here, which this candle here is an indication that it was going to go up some more. So if you were going to do a put credit spread and your PDT hack, this is where if you're working this early in the morning with SPX, you must put on the PDT hack. Why is that important? Because you see all this stuff over here to the right. See all of this? See, if you didn't have the PDT hack on and you started and put your strike somewhere in here, then your whole trade goes into the tank, right? If you're going to do a put credit spread or whatever it is you're going to do for your first trade, you have to do the PDT hack to lock it in. That way you're locking in, even if you lock in 10, 15, $20, or if you see prices starting to turn around, because this here, um, let me go back to this big candle here. Okay, I need my little thing again. This candle here, this big one, this is a engulfing candle. This candle basically says that we're going the other way. We're going the other way. Take us another way. That's what this candle right here is basically saying. So once you got this big engulfing candle, that was an indication that it was going in the other direction. So then you needed to say, okay, this is coming backwards. If you didn't have your PDT hack locked, that's when you get it locked real quick, even if it's a break even, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen after that. A lot of times we trade on what we hope is going to happen, and the hope is good, but we want to trade with knowledge, not just with hope. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Good morning, Lisa, and good morning, Tanya. We don't want to just trade with hope. We want to trade with some knowledge. All right, we're trading with knowledge, not just we do hope things work right because SPX can make you hope, but we also trade with knowledge. So put credit spread PDT hack. If you haven't looked at my latest video on YouTube, then you might want to go grab that. It's the PDT hack. I uploaded it yesterday, I believe, day before yesterday, something like that. It's the newest one on my channel. But this is what happened. We went up a little bit and we came down, down, down. I don't know what happened at 1 o'clock yesterday. Something happened at 1 o'clock that would have indicated there was some downward movement. So I'm looking, let's say Wednesday. Nothing happened at 1 o'clock here. As far as the meeting went yesterday, let's see what we're looking at investing.com. 1 o'clock was a 5-year note auction. I know that doesn't, it's a 2 star, but that doesn't usually cause that kind of a drop. I don't know what went on, but something did, right? While we're on the calendar, let's go ahead and look at what's on for today. We had the GDP first thing this morning, unemployment claims. Unemployment claims came in a little high. They were thinking it was going to be at 199. It came in 214. Last week, unemployment claims came in underneath what they expected. But this week, unemployment claims came in about 20,000, 15,000 higher than what they expected. Forecast 199, it came in at 214,000, right? So unemployment's up a little bit. This is no bueno. Advanced GDP came in red as well. Core durable goods came in green. Durable goods, trade balance. Some of these were red, some are green. We'll see how the market absorbs these things because sometimes the market gets bad news and it runs up. They get good news and it drops. You just all in what people see is good and bad news. New home sales is 10 o'clock. Natural gas storage at 10:30. Now, what's not being said in the news a lot is that new home starts and new home sales are way down. People are not buying new houses. People are not buying houses. They're not leveraging their capital because they don't know what's going to be coming on. People may be maybe pulling money out of the equity of the homes that they're currently in, but not too many new home starts. The whole starting and all that, it's kind of on a, oh, it's not happening. People are chilling out on that. Okay, let's look at pre-market for us. Pre-market for us is all green. Dow is up 0.20%, S&P futures up 0.36, and Nasdaq futures up 0.50%. Oil is green 1.28%, and U.S. 10-year bonds are red. In Europe, we've got a mixed bag, red and green. The DAX is down 0.14%, FTSE is up 0.05%, CAC down 0.13%. FTSE MIB is down 0.52%, and Stock 600 is up 0.03%. Good morning, Ocho. Over in Asia, it's all green over there. China, Hong Kong stocks jump as Beijing plans to boost liquidity in a troubled property sector. Beijing is beautiful, but it is crowded. I've been there, went to visit several years back. Well, I lived in China for 3 years, and then we went to visit Beijing while we were there. And we stayed there 5 or 6 days, I believe it was. We stayed in Beijing. It was really nice. We saw some really great sights and went to the place is humongous. We went to the Great Wall. I walked on the Great Wall of China and enjoyed that. That was a hike, literally, because you're climbing stairs that were made out of bricks that they made way back. So you know how your nice steps at your house are all in a row and all the bricks are all the same size? Not so much. On the Beijing on the Great Wall of China, the bricks are all kind of sizes. They're all kind of heights. They're just put where they fit, and yeah, you gotta you know be sure on your feet because the step, we have rules that says the step has to be a certain depth, right? There, the step could be literally this. It could be you could step down and have your foot hanging off the step. Or you could get a step that was way too big, and it was like 2 steps on the step, but they could be right next to each other. So you had to be paying attention to what was going on. All right, that's what's going on in the other markets. I can say though, I'm glad I did it. We have to put our resources and our money on to experiences more so than we put our money onto things because experiences you're going to have with you forever. Like this years ago I went to the Great Wall of China and I can still feel like I was there. I can still see, I can still, smell how it smelled. I can still see, I can put myself back into that moment. But to have things, those are fleeting. So experiences are good. If you're a traveler or not a traveler, maybe you should travel a little bit more. And if you're, before I went out of the country to go to China, I didn't travel anywhere but to the Bahamas, and the Bahamas don't count. I mean, not that they don't count as a country. I'm just saying, we say I left the country, to say I went to the Bahamas doesn't count as I left the country. Well, you didn't. So I hadn't gone anywhere but to the Bahamas on a cruise ship. So when I went to China and started going to all these places, I was like, well, shoot, there's a whole new world. There's a whole new world out here. I wanted to go everywhere after that. I wanted to go everywhere and see everything. So I haven't been able to do that much from here, though. I got to add that to my 2024 list to go some more places because I like going places. So Tesla had earnings this morning. Tesla had earnings, and it don't look like it went so well. Let me go find our earnings here. So this was our earnings for the day. We had Tesla, IBM yesterday after market. So they had earnings yesterday, not this morning. Sorry. Tesla, IBM, ServiceNow, Lamb United Rentals had earnings. PCA, Seagate had earnings this morning. Though we've got American Airlines, we've got Next Era Energy is having earnings. Alaska Airlines, Southwest. I want to say this is a banking group. Humana, Dow, New Era Partners, New Era Energy Partners, Valero, which is oil, and Sherwin Williams. And then aftermarket today, we're going to have Intel. Remember, I think it was Tanya, you talked about a put credit spread on Intel yesterday. Intel has earnings. That's one of the reasons why it kept sticking in my mind. There was some reason why we hadn't done Intel this week, but it's because they got earnings today after the market closes. So if you entered Intel, you want to probably close it before the market closes today because you don't want to get caught with a good trade that goes bad just because of earnings. Intel's probably going to do well on earnings. Okay, they're probably going to be an upwards ride. But what's TMUS? What's TMUS? What's that? Intel, Visa's after market today. Is that T-Mobile? Okay, T-Mobile has earnings today. T-Mobile has earnings today after the market closes. Um, WA, Capital One, Levi's, LJ Harris, and Opfolio. I think that's an O in the front. Opfolio. And then tomorrow morning, we got American Express, Autoliv, Moog, some of these banks. Don't know what this is. I can't see what those are. Okay. Let's look at Adam's numbers for the morning. You did a call credit spread on the Intel. You did a call credit spread on Intel. Is that what you're saying, Tanya? Adam Mancini's numbers. Yesterday's or Tuesday's target in SPX was 4,900, and after 6 green days in a row, we finally got there and got a dip. 48.63 to 66 was the overnight support as posted, and we hit it and bounced. 48.65 to 68 is support as long as it keeps hold. 48.83, 40. This should be an 8. That should be an 8.89. 48.89 and 4,900 are live. Um, if 48.65 fails, then we dip to 48.52 is our first stop. Gotcha. If you're doing XSP, you got 490 calls and 485 on the put side. Okay, on the put side. That's what we got going for Adam. If you were looking at, I did put posters in our chat for those who were in the membership. This number here needs to be 48.89, not 49.89. We're not there at this point. Somebody was talking a couple weeks ago though that SPX was going to 5,000, and we're right knocking at the door. Knock, knock, knocking at the door. We're knocking at the door of 5,000. Audi 5,000 G. Yep. I was gonna go look at. Let's go back to this. Coming to the stage. Take us back to somebody's earnings. Tesla. This is what Tesla's got going. Their earnings was yesterday after the market closed, and it's fallen ever since. It's at 190 and some change at this point. We're still in the pre-market, but it just may have a little bit more going. I saw somebody's notice that said Tesla had some more downwards motion it was going to have. We'll see. Intel is having earnings today after the market closes. If I was speculating, which is what all I would be doing is speculating, it probably will go up, but I'm speculating. Okay, don't place your trade based on that information. Okay, please don't, and because I don't want you to come back and go, you said, because people hear what they want to hear. They don't always hear what you say. They hear what they want to hear. But it looks like current price is in the middle of this gap. It's at $50.05. Looks like it's in the middle of the gap. There's a seller's gap here. Let's put another line in here so we know what we're looking at. There we go. Dash line. And the current price is at 50. So that's gonna looks like it may gap up. It may gap up and then fully fill the gap as far as fill it during the opening hours. We'll have to see. But there is resistance at $50.76. There is resistance up there. And the resistance, I think that blue stands for the weekly or the second one. It's the week, the resistance at the blue is up here at 51 and some change, 51.33. 51.33. Okay. I covered the VIX. I covered pre-market. Another reason not to fear the top heavy stock market rally. The concentration in the S&P 500 may make some investors ill at ease, but that's no reason to be bearish. I agree with that. U.S. futures are subdued amid Tesla gloom, GDP countdown. We already did the GDP. Tesla shares slip after warning of notably slower growth. Not just that, it probably isn't so great that Tesla did that huge recall too. That probably didn't fare too well with the Tesla folks. Comcast beats on revenue as streaming growth shines. Tesla quarter four earnings are a miss beyond the ticker Novo Nordisk. Okay, so that's what's going on there. I feel like I was going to look at something else, but now I feel like I haven't. Let me see. Let's go see what T-Mobile. I went through my stuff quicker, didn't I? That needs to be an S, not an X. Yeah, I can see the call credit spread on T-Mobile. Make sure if you can close it today, though, Tanya, you're probably going to want to because you don't want to be caught up in the fray of earnings. They might be going down, for the last 3 days, and then they get earnings and they pop, and then you're holding. Even though it's going down right now, if you look at the trend, though, T-Mobile's been going up. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a trend line. So our trend line, T-Mobile's been on a ride. I'm gonna go with that dot over there. It's actually bounced outside of the trend line to come here. That could mean that they're breaking through it, but if you look here, it's bounce, 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 and then it could very well do the same thing. Okay, just be mindful, be careful. Hey, Lady T, how you this morning? It could come on through, Tanya, but you'd rather be safe than sorry, right? Should be some more should be some more trades, credit spreads that are ready to close. We should have some more credit spreads ready to close from this week's list. Right, we have a lot of things on this list that should be ready to close up. My Upstart is closed, I believe. I have XLI, XLB. My Amazon closed yesterday. My AMD closed yesterday. I think my ENPH might have. So toward the end of the week, you should be able to start closing some of your things with your 80% profit, whatever it is you're using for your profits. You should be able to close. Yesterday, I went through the how to determine where to close your trade, depending on if you're doing like 80% or 70% or whatever. I went through that math yesterday. I don't know if I can't really put graphics inside of the YouTube chat. Let me see if I have it here where I can maybe share the screen. I think all of you were on here yesterday though. Let me see. Minimize again. Add us to the stage. Whoop, whoop. There we go. This is the math that went along with closing your trades early, right? 70% profit taken, 80%. It tells you how to work the math. Whatever you're keeping, you're going to pay the remainder percentage to get out. So if you want to keep 70%, you're going to pay 30% to exit. If you want to keep 80% profit, you're going to pay 20% of whatever you took in to exit. And down here, I did the 60%. If you want to keep 60%, you're going to pay 40% of your premiums to exit. Keep in mind your fees. You know, I'm going to do a video, I believe today. I'm going to try to do it today for how to use Robinhood for credit spreads on the desktop and on the app. Right? My plan is to do that video today so we can have it up definitely by the weekend. I have to record the video and then send it to my editor so that way it can be up in a timely fashion. But this camera is not liking all this light. It is struggling on the struggle bus, right? So we've got now. Did anybody enter anything yesterday? Did anybody enter any goodies yesterday? Let me see. I think I have my paper. Maybe I think I might have left it at home. What did I enter yesterday? I do have. Let me see. Where did I put it? I think I put it inside the chat. What did I enter yesterday? Did I put it here? Yeah, I did, but how come I don't see it? Oh, there it is. Um, I didn't put it there. I didn't write on here what I entered yesterday. I just put it on. I believe I did SOXL yesterday because I wasn't in that. And I did Google yesterday. I entered Google and I entered SOXL yesterday. Those are the two trades I entered in my Thinkorswim. I entered some other things like AMD over in Robinhood. I entered AMD and XLK maybe, an XL. So one of the XLs I entered over there. I wrote it down. I've been working really good on keeping track of my trades because generally I would I would place trades and wouldn't keep track of them. But I wanted to do better about that. I wanted to be better about that. So um, I've been writing all my trades down. Trade journals. You should have a journal that will walk you through what it is why you're entering this trade, and then a little bit of a time to reflect after the trade is over. After the trade is over, you want to be able to reflect. Let me see. You want to be able to reflect on what happened in that trade. Let me share my screen again. Nope, I need that. StreamYard. several years ago now, I created this trading plan and journal. It's been a couple years, 3 years maybe. I created this stocks and options trading plan creator and journal. So it helps you with why do you, when you're entering your stocks, doing whatever research you need to do to pick the numbers and such and suchy much, right? You can, this is available. I'm at my website here, one of my websites, 8minutemaths.com in the financial literacy area. And 8 Minute Maths is the company I ran. I still have it, but I was running that when I was really doing a lot of algebra help and helping people who were had gone back to college to really get comfortable doing algebra and college algebra. So so I still have the website and this financial piece of it is there. But you can you can get the there's a digital download. You can just download it and use it immediately, 1488, or you can get it as a book. You can, if you need a book that you want to be able to open it, you can get it as a paperback or as a spiral. I think the spiral is still available. I feel like Lulu did some stuff different with that, but that's where you can get that. I'm going to put the link in the chat so that way um, you can see what that's all about. Okay, in case there is interest. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Do you ever let the spreads expire instead of closing? I do. I do sometimes. If I can close it early, I do. But if I, because I sometimes on Fridays, because you got to wait till Friday at 4 o'clock. Generally by Friday afternoon, I have worked my mind all week, and by Friday afternoon, my brain is tired, and I don't necessarily want to be concerned with it at 4 o'clock. So I may start winding down about 1. I'm hanging out. I might have a late lunch or whatever, whatever. But I'm kind of in weekend mode, or I'm focusing on something that's happening for Saturday morning. So I may not want to wait until Friday. But sometimes if I'm at home doing stuff and just working on my computer, I'll let them just sit and then expire that way. So yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do let them expire that way. That last link I gave you was for the trading journal. For the trading journal. Before we move forward, and we got another minute or two. We are working the small account challenge, February the 5th through March the 1st. Many people are, like I said, we're talking about using Robinhood. That's why I'm going to record this video, because some people are going to need to use Robinhood. If they didn't already have Thinkorswim, you're going to need to probably use Robinhood, because if you're trying to start Schwab at this point, you're just asking to put a whole bunch of money in Schwab right now. So if you're trying to go with Thinkorswim, but if you're using Robinhood or some of the other eBull or Webull or E-Trade, I say eBull, Webull or E-Trade, putting them together, then you're gonna work your credit spreads that way on your own, right? We got the membership here. I'm moving through these slides because we're gonna get to the open here in about a minute. We're gonna see what happens at the open. The membership morning call, training calls, and then we got our monthly coaching call. We are in week 3 of the Chart Your Way to 100K. I had to postpone last week to this week, and so we're on week 3, and we're doing indicators. We're covering Bollinger Bands, MACD, moving averages, and RSI. Those are the 4 indicators we're going to cover in tomorrow's call. It's going to be an intense one, but we're going to learn a lot of information tomorrow to see how we can capitalize on the using the indicators um, to help us to really hone in on our trading money. All right, let's go and see what's on the market. Let's go and get ready for the open. Not that we need to be in the open as sellers. We don't really, but I'm interested to see it this morning. So let's see what we got going. Ding 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 ding. Let's go see SP22 SPX. I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Nope. There we are. Now we're sharing the screen. And I need to go here. Ooh, SPX It's all crowded. We've got to open it up a little bit so we can see what's happening. What's all this stuff I had? Oh, I was talking about the other day to pull all this stuff out. All of this, these were things I was putting on the other day when I was talking about the different strategies you can use for SPX. Okay, we just opened. Let's take us down to a shorter time frame. We opened up. Not sure what that was for. Now I've grabbed it, but we're already. Ooh. Our opening was at 48.86 yesterday. I think we opened at 48.80 or 48.88 yesterday. Didn't we open around there yesterday too? I feel like we did. Around these same numbers. hmm Let's see what Tesla's doing at the open. Long wick. Y'all see that big old wick? This downwards wick. Long wick there, buddy. Woohoo. That's what's going on with Tesla this morning. Your name is the highest. Your name is the greatest. Your name stands above them all. This is AMD. AMD had a big old drop this morning too. Right down to support. Notice how it dropped right to this support and turned right around. I'm on a 2-minute chart. So the 2-minute chart is small and quick. If you're doing trading view will take you down into the seconds even. You have to pay extra. You have to pay for a plan that will take you to smaller time frames. But if you're using the free, I think you can go down as far as 2 minutes. But I don't think you can go any lower than 2 minutes if you're doing their free plan. Okay. Mm. Oh, Kaylee. With your trades, you definitely want to you can set your closing orders soon after you enter the trade. You don't have to wait if you can, of course, but you don't have to. You can close them whenever you want. I find, I mean, I'm coming back around to Lady T's question. Sometimes we say, do we want to wait for um, the rest of the time to expire? So let's say, for example, I had some trades yesterday that got down to being worth $1, right? That was yesterday. So if I let those trades go for 2 more days to get to full money, I'm going to have to wait. I would have waited 2 more days in order for it to close those trades. The price could have moved or whatever, but once it got to where there's ready to close, you close the trade, release your collateral, and then you can use that money for something else, right? And I'm waiting 2 more days for an extra dollar. So, an extra dollar or $2. I just go ahead and close out and use that money onto something else or let it just sit. I just, the other way I don't have to watch or worry about that trade for the rest of the week. I'm done with it. And if I want to do something else, I can, or I can do nothing else. Right. So that's why I close them up because 80% is a good amount as far as statistically, even 80%, 70, 80% is a good place to close. You're going to have more successful trades closing that way than trying to wait for the entire 100% because anything could happen the next 2 days. Price can tank and your good trade that was good for 3 days is now not. And you don't want that to happen. Okay. We don't want that to happen to us. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap us up so I can go and get ready to teach the peoples. Let me see if I have a comment over here I need to look at. Lady T said, I'm still in Affirm and Upstart. Yeah, my Affirm actually, I had a put credit spread. My Affirm is currently breached. It's Affirm needs to come on back up. I have 42.5, so I need it to come on back up $1. So I'm still there waiting for that one. Now those, if it's breached and if I think it's going to recover, then I'll wait on that. Otherwise, sometimes I close them with a small loss, so I can also relieve my mind of having to watch them as well. Okay. Our daily declaration. You said yours is too, Lady T. Yeah, mine is breached. I don't think my Upstart. Do I have Upstart? I don't have Upstart here. It's not here. It might be in Robinhood, but I'm not sure. I gotta remember where I wrote it. Where I got it in my paper, and I left my booklet at home. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 Okay. All righty, you all. I want you all to definitely move forward. Close whatever trades you need to close. We trade with diamond fingers, as they say. You can release it. We're not married to none of these trades. We're not married to none of this stuff, all right? So if it's time to cut it loose, cut it loose. All right. We do two things. Boom, 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 boom. We stay green and we get this money. All right. Everybody have a great green day. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.